We're live. Good evening, and welcome to this week's episode of Quarantine D with the Redbane Guild and Mirwin.
Woo!
Woohoo!
And Mirwin.
Yeah.
She doesn't have the patch.
Oh, yes.
So, as we left off last week, you had just finished speaking with the giant Nahalueo outside his small home, where he traps squid and various other coastal creatures, and he informed you that you should seek the settlement of Ovai in order to begin your search for the Cliff Watcher, this enigmatic figure. And it is still mid-morning. After you finish speaking with him, this giant goes and resumes his business, takes out his stone knife, scoops up the squid that he was cleaning earlier, and continues to cut away at it, throwing the useless bits into the ocean and the others into his basket. And begins to, just goes about his day, not really paying too much of mind to you or your ship. And as you recall, he extended a welcome for them to remain in port, as he was not expecting any traders for some time. So you basically, as we left, you were just kind of standing there next to his house on the pier, you three and Brecken. So what are you doing?
Yeah, well, Brecken, I think that we should go tell the captain that we'll be off for a little bit, and then maybe head out. Do you have any reason to stay around? I think we can just go now, yeah?
We should go. He said it is many steps east of here. I wonder if they measure distance in a different way than us, perhaps not so rigid.
But a giant step is a lot bigger than my step, or Erwin's step.
So it could
That's
be
supposed to mean.
Nothing at all.
It could be any number of miles, any number of days. So I think we should set out.
I head back towards the ship.
We should get, and I'm like tailing Worth, we should get food, and we should get sleeping bags, and your horse, Worth, we might get that.
We should bring Fabian. We should bring Fabian in the cart as well.
Yeah, I think so.
Vissa, however, I think she should stay here, and I think Drasana will take quite good care of her. It's just too risky, but we should bring her pack along.
Yes.
And we should bring the piece with us. We should bring the item with us, so that if we require it or find answers, we may have it, and so that Vissa is kept safe aboard the ship. Call me overprotective, but she's been through enough. And she's got friends. She's got friends now, so let her enjoy her time.
I think we can do that.
So if you head back on board the ship.
Oh yeah, and I'm bringing that. I had that case of wine that I
yes, you did. Yes.
Dock. So I'm bringing that back on the ship. I want to. Where's Graziella and?
Graziella is speaking with Nikolai, and they're kind of up against the stern, off on the north side, just looking at this giant, watching him do his thing, and kind of speaking in low tones. That's where they are.
Okay, I want to take the crate up to them, kind of as a parting gift for while we wait. And
Graziella looks back at you. Joe Bella, what's happened down there? What did he say?
He said that there is somebody we can talk to that could help us translate. It might be a few days walk from here. We're not sure. We're gonna head east, though, is what he told us.
Yeah,
and
but
what of us?
He was friendly. He said, "You guys can stay. The boat is fine here," and he seemed to enjoy conversation. So, yeah, if you wanted, you could go see what he's about, I guess.
Oh, I think I will. Wouldn't you like to speak with a giant, Nikolai?
I suppose it might give us some time, might kill some time at least.
What's it? And while you wait, here's this. We dredged this out of the water probably a couple weeks ago now. Wine. All
I don't
yours.
have enough, I suppose.
Well, thank you very much. A nice little gift. It will remind me of you while you are away.
Oh my.
Yeah, okay. We are going to take the animals we brought and as well as the cart, and
Of
all
course.
goes well. We should see you back here in like a month. I don't know. The giant was very vague on how far the thing that we're looking for is. The man. He gave us a name. No, he did not. That's the name of a Ovai. Is a settlement.
Keep in mind that our rations are limited. I do not think we could stay here for more than perhaps more than a month. It would not be advisable.
Yeah. Then no matter what happens, we need to be back for that before a month.
We will. Why don't we come up with a time when we will be back here then? If we have found anything or not, we will be back here in a week.
Ideally, it would be a week.
Yeah.
At the very most, a month. And if it gets longer than that, then I will,
No, yeah.
with Graciella's permission, leave you here.
No, yeah. If we are
I'm
gone,
gonna-
you
Graciela
can
just
presume
kinda-
that we are dead.
I will, if a month has passed and you have not returned, yes, I will definitely assume that you have died on the road.
Yeah.
It's reasonable to think so. I mean, a month is a month. That's a month on the road. But do take your time, but not too much time.
We will try to be back here in a week at most. If we haven't found anything in 4 days, then we will turn around and come back here.
Red comes up from behind you.
He said, perhaps one of these giants may have something to offer us in terms of foodstuffs. Could extend our possible stay here. We may have
If
to
you
make
like
nice with
squid.
them.
If you like squid, yeah.
Is that what he's got down there?
Yeah. Cutting it up. I guess he trades that. Also, maybe you'll be able to find out more information about this island if there are more settlements and places to trade from.
Graziella, Nikolai, you two and I, we're going to take Ecker down there later. We're going to talk to him. Maybe he's got contacts or arrangements with nearby settlements or farms or people he knows. We can do a bit of a trade. Who knows what we could find? We'll take care of that while you're gone, and maybe we can buy some more time.
Excellent.
Well, we will certainly check in as soon as.
No, we'll certainly wish you well on your journey. So, be off, make haste.
All right. I go down to get my horse.
All right, you proceed down to the below decks into the hold area where Fabian and Tinkerbell are stored, currently munching on little bundles of hay. And that little faded green cart is behind, nearby Fabian, not hooked up at the moment. And actually, you see Vista down there, just quietly reading. In fact, it was that book.
The orc.
Oh, hey.
So how is it?
She looks up.
It's pretty good, actually. He's not
Really?
bad.
Good.
I've read better, but he should. I don't know. Maybe he should write another one. Though I don't know if we even remember where we found it.
Yeah.
I'm sure Clara will know where the village is.
Oh,
Maybe
probably.
you'll spread his name far and wide and make him a famous writer.
We'll make him a famous writer. I wouldn't mind doing that, actually. You said he seemed so sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
A bit.
Well, we're about to make you sad. We are all leaving for a while. While
Where are you going?
And the crew stay here.
I would
I'll
like.
die on the road.
I want to
Peter
go.
says.
You will have to take that up with your uncle Brecken, but I believe that he thinks that you are safe here. while we are out on a dangerous mission.
She kind of snaps her book shut and stares up at him.
I warmed her up for you, Brecken.
I want to go! No, Vessa. It's the Isle of Giants. Yeah, that's right. That's why I want to go. But we don't know what we could find there. That giant we spoke to, he just warned us of trolls and things like that. And I couldn't bear to. Vissa, can't you just stay here with your friends? What of Drazana? Can't you play music and you could go in space? You could go to the shore with them, speak to this giant. There's plenty of adventure to be had without you going into the depths of the island to face who knows what.
I'm standing behind Brecken, like arms crossed and nodding.
And she makes like a teenager face.
She's a teenager.
She says, "Fine." But I'm not going to be a hippie about it. It's like a video game cutscene.
My favorite part of D&D is when the GM argues with himself.
That was really good.
That was great.
Hey, I know that bottle.
All right, so
Oh yeah, I've been drinking it for a while.
they kind of have a couple more words quietly, and then Vissa and Brecken get about loading some things into the cart, and you take. He says, "Food for at least." I don't think we could fit food for a whole month on here, but rations for at least 2 weeks.
It sounds reasonable.
And we need water for the same amount of time. I don't know. There could be sources of water in here, but again, I don't know how dry does it become a tundra up there. We don't know.
Let's
Do you
assume the
think that
worst.
we'll need 2 weeks? We said we'd come back in 1 week.
Well, we said, but to be sure, rations for 2 weeks. I say for sure.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
It never goes according to plan.
No.
Of course not.
No, this one will be fine. All it is walking out for 4 days, and then if we don't see anything, we come right back.
No, we're definitely gonna die on the road.
What is
Well, yeah.
Mr. We're gonna die on the
I'm
road
like you
suddenly
now.
getting so optimistic for?
Well, we kind of conquered the first time the road, and now this is a brand new, dangerous continent where there are no roads. There's just death, so we can't really die on the road.
Can
And
die
we could-
anywhere at all.
Uh,
I was
well,
about to say you were getting cocky, but
no, I am not getting.
Oh, Lord. Let's go. I start walking the horse up out of this place.
Brecken goes ahead and hooks up Fabian to the cart, and you begin to. You have all this stuff loaded. You've got barrels of fresh water, and crates of food, and it's all full up now. There's no need to have a space for Vissa to lay. So he takes the piece, the chunk of face steel from the pack and puts it into his own pack, and says to Vissa, "It'll be, well, we may need it." And she nods. And says, "I miss you all. Please come back. Don't die on the road."
No, yeah, we'll be
Fine.
fine, Vissa.
We'll be fine.
Only because you said so.
Okay, I'm gonna go find Rosanna and tell her the news.
Also, I want to take, make sure I have the packing saddle on Tinkerbell on the bridle and stuff, and I want to put some rations in her pack as well.
Good idea. Yeah,
how
in the
many-
saddlebags.
Yeah.
I'll say in the saddlebags you can fit another 3 days worth of rations,
3 days.
and you can maybe you find a couple of water skins, which you also can attach, and that'll be about another 2 days worth of water.
Okay.
So you lead the horse, you lead Tinkerbell and Fabian up the ramp through the holds up to the main deck where the gangplank is stood down, and several more crew members are stood about now, watching you guys leave with great interest. And a few of them begin to wave you off as you clunk, clunk, clunk over the planks and down the gangplank. Clara and everybody waves, and Red says, "Don't get killed now."
We'll be
No
fine.
promises.
And Nikolai just gives you a nod. And Graziella yells, "Abundanza!"
A bonanza. Is that what you said?
No, she
That'd be
said
mountain troll.
the fruit. She wants us to bring back one of those fruits. A banana.
Okay, we'll keep on the lookout for bananas.
Sure, okay. Goodbye, ciao.
So I'm on the island now.
You have proceeded all the way down the gangplank and entered again the Isle of Giants.
Okay.
And
I wanna
you see. Sorry.
I want to mount the horse. I'm gonna get on the saddle. Actually,
Sure. You mount up on Tinkerbell with little problems, and you are riding a horse.
And I wave back at them and I say, "Allons-y," hoping that that's also a word in this language.
And you've just spoken a little bit of Etrian, in fact. And Graziella just smiles and says, "Andiamo."
And then I trot forwards.
And several more cheer and wave at you. And you.
We have become strangely popular, and I'm not sure how I feel about it, Worth.
Maybe they're all cheering that we're leaving.
I bet that's it.
Could be.
I've kind of grown accustomed to being the center of attention. I used to like being in the shadows, but I'm okay with this for now. Just
I know
gonna take
at
it as it
least
comes.
at least a few of them like you. I think that the gunners like you especially.
I think so.
The cook likes me. That's what's most important.
Oh, Eckhart, he likes you very much, Mirwin. He very much enjoys spending time with you.
We have a lot in common.
Like, yeah, you're both
Yeah,
arms,
like
and
what everyone's knees look like.
you like food, and is that the only thing two dwarves do is be dwarves and like food?
Yes.
Oh, I'm joking. That sounds like a thing you'd say.
Listen, Brecken. You were not around when I was severely racist against dwarves and half-folk, so I don't think you know about all that.
Oh, I've heard about it.
Well,
And he's dead on.
I have learned the differences now, so you can't say anything like that anymore.
Well, getting rid of ignorance is always something to be very proud of.
Yeah.
You should defeat that ignorance. So by now you're passed by the giant, and he lifted an arm to wave you off, and you're on the road. The road here it's not really so much a road as it is like the suggestion of a road. It's just kind of it kind of winds out of this village, and you lose it in spots, and then you'll look up there and you'll see more of a little bit of a rut. So you follow it without too much difficulty, and
Do they look like wagon ruts by two, or is it just kind of like a footpath that's been worn down?
A footpath that looks like it maybe has been trod by giant feet,
I wonder
and
if giants use
perhaps some beasts of burden, maybe some tracks of wagons, but it's also like the landscape here that there's the wind and snow.
And then what is the landscape? You said snow.
So as you begin to really make your way into the afternoon, on the road, the portions you follow it pretty well. The landscape is dramatic and beautiful. Snow covers some of the ground in patches. Looks like it may have been a few good days since the last snow.
You see rocky fells rising high, jagged, and then falling again into gently sloping vales where stands of fir trees accent the landscape. And in these lower areas, you see even the occasional wildflower growing beneath a boulder or a bright blue-capped mushroom on a tree. And in the north, far north, you see wild mountains, peaks like wolves' teeth, whose tops are nearly lost in the clouds, and they're all snow blown and snow capped. And that's the general landscape as you're going through the Isle of Giants headed east on the road.
Well, I am most certainly out of my element. There's no
The day,
alleys to hide in, pockets.
and
to
as you
camp.
get inland, it's quite cold. It's in the mid 40s today, and a wind, in fact, is blowing your direction from the east, so you're headed into the wind today.
Absolutely beautiful, wouldn't you all agree? This is certainly the weather. And the trees, I haven't seen firs like these in, well, they were rare in Keswin. One of my favorites, I think. Worth, isn't this nice?
Yeah, it's certainly different.
Yeah.
There's no
that
pockets
is-
to pick.
I'm sure we'll find somebody that you can steal from.
I hope so.
Or don't, because you saw how big that the Brava back there was. He was absolutely huge, and stealing from him might have
Might be
you with-
even easier because I'm much smaller compared to him, so I can sneak even better than before.
Worth. What is the worst thing that has happened to you from picking pockets?
Oh, well. I think I'm going to keep that to myself. There's no need to broadcast that sort of thing.
That bad, huh?
Then
Maybe.
multiply whatever that is by the size of the giant, because I feel that angering these folk would be bad for your personal health, Worth.
Perhaps.
I'm a bit interested in that. So it's worse than I have to assume that you've been in prison, because you said that the worst thing is something unmentionable. So that's got to be worse than prison. Therefore, you must have been in prison or at least in jail for a time.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Something unmentionable that's worse than prison.
Maybe
I
I've
wanna
never.
look at-
Maybe I've gotten lucky and never been in prison. Maybe I'm just that good. And the
I wanna
only
look at
people that have
Worth.
caught me or been angry at me are other criminals. They don't
Does Worth
usually
have all
call the
his
guards.
Shall we speculate?
Yeah. I think that he lost a finger.
Oh, but look at he's got all his fingers.
Does
At
he?
least well, unless you were born with 6 on one hand or something like that and you lost the 6th one.
Not to my knowledge.
Maybe
Did they make him weak? Because he's weaker than the average person, so maybe
Perhaps.
they hurt him somehow that permanently scarred him and made him pathetic.
with the small arms, it could be that they. What if they just like? I don't know. That's possible though. Some sort of strange potion
Yeah,
makes
okay.
you just saps your physical strength.
Is he less intelligent than what he could normally be? Well, I don't
No.
know how they. That must be natural born.
Are you?
Whatever you say, Mew.
Yeah. It is what I say. Yeah.
I've shared
Um,
enough with you people.
The weather remains good throughout the rest of the day, and as evening begins to fall,
Nice
sorry,
Turn
go ahead.
around for as we walk, I don't mean to interrupt. Are we walking? As we are walking, can I scan around for wildlife and possible game?
Yes, absolutely. Give me a survival check.
I would love to give you a survival check. 7.
You take a minute. You take a minute to head off the road a little bit, and you go on into one of these stands of fir trees, and you sort of slink about for a few minutes, and you don't see any game or wildlife per se, other than some birds fluttering up in the trees. However, you find one blue cap mushroom, the kind that Scarlet likes, and that you once went hunting for.
Do I see any tracks or anything like that? Rabbit, wolf, generally.
You can roll another survival check.
That was a natural 20, which gives us a
Very
total
nice.
of 22.
With a little bit more vigilance in your tracking, you stalk northwards through a few bushes, and you do catch a sight of a faint pair of what look to be of cloven hooves, maybe a deer or an elk. You can't quite tell from the from the size of them. They are probably a larger animal, maybe an elk or a moose.
Dire elk.
No.
And you can tell that they, with that roll, you see that they went off north.
Cool. I'll return to the group. I really just wanted the information that there was game around.
Yes, you did find that. All right, you arrive back at the group.
Yeah, so...
Where'd you go?
Just off. Wanted to see if bringing all this food was necessary or not, and it turns out that you guys have completely lost your nerve. We are fine. There is plenty of game around. We should have
Relying on game.
That's not a plan. That's what you do when a plan fails.
No, that is what you do as your plan. I in just a few minutes completely secured our food source for if we get lost, or probably tonight I'll go out and get something for myself.
What did you find?
I found some tracks of possibly an elk or a moose. It was a large animal.
But did you actually see the animal?
No. But they were fresh, and I know generally where they went. And plus, that's not really what I was looking for. I just wanted to make sure that we weren't, completely. Also, I found this. I found the mushroom. So there's food around.
Very nice.
That's all I wanted to find.
Well, at least we do know that there's game around in case the worst happens. But the plan is having food already.
Or the best happens.
Or you can waste energy and time wandering around looking for food when you could be spending time preparing the food you already had and sleeping. Or walking longer.
We could have fresh game. Like, it doesn't take that much energy to hunt game and to prepare it and then to eat it, and that is a greater reward. Or you could have some old bread that was in a ship for a month.
I like old bread.
I like sleep.
The more time you spend out hunting game, the more likely it is that the larkspur will leave before we ever get back.
Listen.
It is agreed. B was wrong. We are right. Let's continue.
I seem to only sleep about half as much as you all, so while you are all sleeping, I will go hunt game and nothing will be lost. Yeah?
Yes, you won't be attacked by wolves ever again.
Yeah, that one turned out great. We got a lot of wolf meat from that one.
Krista told me about that. That sounded horrifying. How,
Well,
she almost died that time.
Yeah, you heard it from Vis's story, which was real bad, that she did almost die from that. But we got a lot of wolf game from that. And wolves are good.
Mm.
Mm.
Let me tell you it from my side. I
tell.
kicked wolves into trees and they died. I did it twice. And we ate wolf. And Vissa almost died.
You see, that's the part I don't like so much.
Yeah.
Not that there was some good wolf meat, it's that my niece almost perished because of it.
You know, it would have happened either way, whether or not we were hunting or not. So it just kind of like sprung upon us. So, I mean, I guess what I'm saying is that if we are going to be attacked by wolves in the night or any other manner of things, it's not because we brought food or we didn't bring food. So nothing lost, nothing gained. Yeah.
Well, if you're going to hunt game, I say do it on your own time.
And no time has been lost so far. Yeah.
Well, we have been arguing for a number of minutes
As we walk,
as we walk, but still it feels like longer for some reason.
It's a known fact that time stretches when you talk. In fact, let's all shut up from now on. Make time go by faster.
Worth, no, let's talk about your father, please.
He's dead.
Was your father an elf or half elf or human?
He was a half elf.
And your
So
mother
your
was a
mother was a
half elf?
Oh,
Indeed.
so you are pure blood garbage all the way, yeah? According to those one guys.
That's it.
All the
I
way,
am
all-
everything that they hate.
You are 4/4 gross.
And one day I hope to die. If I have to die, I hope that it's all over them, and they have to just be drenched in all of everything that they hate. I want my guts to be splattered on their faces.
Yeah, Worth, I think you took it too far there, buddy.
That sounds gross.
Well, they were pretty virulently horrible. I don't know. Sounds like a fitting in for them.
Yeah.
So the evening.
Conversation that way, yeah.
Oh.
So the tone kind of changes a little bit after that. You continue on, and as the evening falls, the sun continues to set behind you as you turn, as you head into the east. If you turn off and look back, it starts to melt into evening. The tops of trees turning to gold, almost looking like they're on fire. And back ahead of you, you pass a large, like sloping land feature with a cliff, almost sheer cliffs, like 100 feet high, and on it you see three or four large goats, almost like completely on this completely vertical slope, just kind of traversing it.
Can you do that, Bu?
Yeah. I've had some experience with mountains. I might actually. They look good to eat. Yeah. Are we going to settle down here pretty soon?
I just want to see you walk up a wall.
We should think of making camp, but I do agree that might be entertaining to see him scurry up that thing. I mean, the cloven hooves are what help them, obviously, but...
Sure.
Yeah, and also I have the same kind of hooves, so yeah, I'm gonna go after them.
So these mountain goats, you see now that there are 3 mountain goats, and they're about 50 feet high up on this big rising cliff face.
I'm gonna try to get up to them, but mostly I'm just gonna like scale the wall.
Okay. So you run up to it and make an athletics check.
15.
15. So initially you kind of do a jump and you catch the ledge
holding yourself with your feet and grabbing onto a handhold with your hand, and you make it about 10 feet high. Still above you, still on a sort of a slope, but almost sheer. You see the sheep up there, and one of them kind of looks down and takes notice of you. And if you want to continue up, give me another athletics check.
Yeah. Well, he's being challenged, so yeah, he's gonna try to continue.
Okay.
Oh, not as great. 12.
You struggle a little bit. A rock falls out from under one of your hooves, and you're able to recover and scramble, but you only get about 5 more feet until you find a hold where you can firmly hold with your feet and hooves. So you're about 15 feet off the ground now, still quite a ways from the goats.
How big are these? Are these like larger than normal?
I would say they're regular sized mountain goats.
Oh, okay.
Nothing extraordinary.
Trying to remember if I had anything that especially. Oh no, it's I'm a forest fawn, not a mountain fawn, so I don't have actually the right things.
I don't know if they can see it.
What's on there?
I don't know if you can see it there.
Oh, that's very funny. I like that a lot. Just all watching it.
I'm gonna try to get like I'd say 20 feet from them.
Okay, another athletics check.
15 again.
All right, but this time you are able to scramble pretty quick, and you get another 10 feet. You are 25 feet again now off the ground. Still about 25 feet away. You've gotten it about halfway up.
Don't look down.
I just point a finger at Wareth without looking at him, more focusing on everything. All right, I'm gonna try to get a little bit closer if they're not moving away.
They're sort of shuffling around, but not sure what to think of you.
Oh, dip. 9.
You again hit a kind of you put your hooves on a shelf of rock that sort of gives way, and you lose about 5 feet.
Bless it. Well, they're all watching, so I'm gonna keep trying to climb.
All right, athletics check.
13.
You make it. You scramble up 10 more feet. It's sort of a 2 steps forward, 1 step back kind of thing. But now you're at 30 feet high. So only about 20 feet left from these goats, and they start shuffling a little bit further away from you. Not higher, but just horizontally
Just
away.
doing their thing. Yeah.
Just
okay.
doing their
I'm gonna try to throw a spear at one of them.
Doing goat things. All right, pull out a spear and give me a ranged attack.
It's not great. 9. They are within my range, so I'm not rolling at disadvantage, but it is.
No,
9.
you're not. But it doesn't cut it. You kind of find a hold with one hand. Try your feet to see if you're steady, and you're pretty steady, and you will launch this spear, and it goes straight over them, and clank, clatters off of the rocks, and you see it fall, and it lands point first in the dirt about 40 feet away from you and down past them.
Good job. You almost had him.
Yeah, okay. I'd like to see you do better, Worth.
I'm not dumb enough to try.
Yeah.
Can you scale that wall?
We'll never know.
The only winning move is not to play, perhaps.
Oh, I could throw my dagger, I think. No, I won't throw my dagger. Mm, okay, I'm gonna try to scale. I'm gonna try to get right up on him. I really want to just like knock one off the cliff.
So this spooked them pretty bad, and they have shuffled along another about 15 feet. Not again really climbing, but just shuffling away.
They're 35 feet.
So,
Okay.
so how far away from me are they?
Very high, at least
They're 50
from where you were
feet.
from where you were standing. 50 plus another, I'd say 60 now feet upwards from you.
Okay.
I'm trying to shuffle next to him.
Okay. Athletics.
18.
18. You scramble up and you make it a good 15 feet. So you're closer, quite a bit closer now than to them.
How close am I to them?
So now, as you look up and to your left, they're maybe 20 feet from you.
Want to get right up on them. Okay. I'm gonna try to like.
Alright.
My goal is to now get within melee range of them.
Okay.
5.
You slip as you're a little too eager and sliding down and to the left a little bit, lose about 5 feet.
All right. I'm just gonna like bail on this whole thing.
All
I'm
right.
coming down.
Give me an athletics check to make it down smoothly. Don't roll a 1, sucker.
Nope, it's an 18.
Okay, you successfully backtrack and scale down safely to the ground, where you hit the ground facing the wall, and you feel just 3 pairs of eyes, 5 pairs if you include the animals, both all staring at you.
My spear's nearby. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a good ways off to your left.
I'm gonna go grab that.
All right, you gallop the 50 or so feet away and collect your spear, relatively unharmed from where it lay or from where it landed.
Oh yeah, it was after I get back to the group. It was a challenge. Yeah, that's how the hunt goes sometimes.
You probably did better than any of us could getting that high in the first place, so I congratulate you.
But if you had brought food, you wouldn't have had to waste the time and the energy to do that in the first place.
But it was fun to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yes, it certainly was.
Yeah, and good thing that you guys aren't having to do a hunt after all. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I say this might be a decent place to make camp in the shadow of this thing.
Yeah.
Very well.
Okay.
There is some scrub brush around, and you're a good maybe 20 feet off of the main road at this point. You don't feel a great danger that there'll be bandits out here because, I mean, it's the Isle of Giants.
Okay, I try to gather stuff to make a fire.
Yeah, you have materials for that. So you go ahead and make camp for the evening, laying out bedrolls, positioning the horses in the cart, and you get a fire going without very much trouble. And you all sit down for the evening.
And I give Tinkerbell good pets, and I give her a little treat, a little carrot.
Tinkerbell is pleased.
And I tell her that she's a pretty girl.
Happy horse noises.
Yay!
So you all sit down around the fireside as the darkness settles over this insane landscape that you're traveling through. Doing anything around the fire?
You guys think that there's any crazy monsters here at night? Yeah.
Maybe.
Giant man-eating squirrels, who knows, or pandas that try to, whatever a panda is.
It's a panda.
I don't know. Something I dreamed up one day. Black and
Troll.
white bears.
Trolls he warned us
Bite your
about?
face off.
That's weird.
Trolls, yeah, he mentioned trolls, didn't he?
Yeah. You are making up invisible threats and using your imagination when we have the name of what will inevitably come to be. As
Surely he
trolls.
couldn't have mentioned every sort of danger and threat there is in this land. There could be many others.
Look at the look at the wildness of this place. Of course that there are beasts innumerable around here, and few humans to hunt them to extinction.
If it was important, he would have probably told us about it, and he did. He said trolls and the wind, whatever the wind is. If it's
Probably
just
the harsh winds that may blow snow our way. Who knows?
Yeah, but doesn't he seem like the type that would speak in cryptid rhymes and say the wind, meaning something else? Some sort of phantasmal, disgusting creature that would hunt us?
No, I think he meant that it gets really windy and it gets cold.
Yeah. But listen, in the Highlands, we had wind, and I never told anybody, any of the traders that came by, to beware the wind. I might have
Again, you said he speaks in strange ways. Perhaps he just meant be careful in a general sense. Maybe it's an idiom. Or perhaps just the wind gets really, really bad here because we're in the far north of the world.
Yeah, you could be right. It's just, I would keep an open mind. Maybe something else is out here.
Yeah, maybe.
He gave us the names of 2 enemies. One is trolls, the other is the wind. If you want
In
to
any case,
you might as well speculate on that, yeah?
in any case, we should keep watch.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who'll take first?
You wants to.
Yeah, no problem.
Well, I'm going to bed. It's been a long enough day for me. And Brecken goes ahead and makes down his bed, falls asleep before long. You two follow suit.
Yes, I do that, and I tell you can wake me for the next watch.
Yeah, no problem, Worth. And then I'll take 4 hours. I'll just watch for 4 hours.
Your watch goes by uneventfully. You hear some birds screeching in the sky, but nothing crazy. The wind does whirl a bit, but you see nothing nefarious about it. And your watch passes.
Yeah, I'll go nudge Worth. Yeah, it's your turn now.
Fine. So I get up and grumble, stand up and start watching.
You've been on watch about an hour and a half.
It happened on your watch, sucker.
Of course it did.
And you hear footsteps. They seem to be far off, yet heavy.
Can I see? Can I tell a general direction?
Roll investigation.
Okay. Oh, investigation's off. Okay, 1 second. Ooh, unnatural, but 20.
So you hear it's still somewhere to the east of you. So
Definitely
it's
just one direction, not like we're surrounded.
No, definitely not surrounded. You still can't tell if it's one creature or more than one, but it's coming from up the road. And as you continue to listen, you hear this, it's a vague sort of thud that becomes more like often sometimes and less at other times. And it moves around to, as the road faces east, it moves around to the west of the road. Kind of circles about. You can't tell if it's hunting you or what it is, or if it's some animal or animals going about their business. But it sounds heavy, the footsteps.
Like a troll. I want to take, I guess I'll pull out my sword. And so I'm just at the ready, just in case.
Okay. If you happen to be attacked for the rest of the night, you'll gain an advantage on your attack rolls.
And I keep an ever more vigilant watch.
Your watch passes, and there are only a couple of hours remaining until the dawn.
Go over and gently and very cautiously nudge Mirwin.
What? What?
It's your turn. It's your turn. It's me. It's you now.
Okay. Fine.
I tell her about the footsteps. I heard something in the distance. I don't know if it's an animal, something hunting us or following us. There's something out there, and it sounds big.
Big. Like something giant.
Maybe.
Because we're on the island of big things.
Yes.
Okay.
Very big things that might try to eat us.
I will keep an eye out for big things, which is everything for me.
You do that.
So your watch goes by without incident, and you roll investigation for me, Mirwin.
Investigation. 13.
You as well hear just faintly some thudding noises, and you're not 100% sure. You're not 100% sure that Wareth has the right of it, or if it's just some coincidental thing. But other than that, your watch goes by without incident, and the dawn arrives. Bracken rises. Now, I had a good night's sleep. Anything happen while we were out?
Something was... Oh, am I awake yet?
Yeah, I'll say you all wake up.
Something
Wake
was
up
out
with the
there
sun.
last night. I don't know what it was or if it meant us any harm, but there was definitely something out there.
Yeah, I heard something too, but couldn't
I
tell
didn't
what.
get anything on my watch. You guys, some sort of night stalker, yeah? On unrelated terms, I am so happy to be back in the cold. I have not slept like this in a long time. I have seriously missed the cold weather.
Yeah, you guys awaken pretty cold. It's about 35 degrees out, and Bew's loving it, but
So nice.
the rest of you are kind of bundling up. Brecken pulls out a heavier cloak and kind of ties it about and says, this is much different than Eritha. It would get cold down there, but not in this way.
Oh, it's so nice, Brecken.
Very cold.
It is very, very cold.
I'm trying to close up my pirate coat.
Yeah, your pirate coat. Yeah, it's got some nice bronze buckles up the front, and you pull them as tight as you can. And like it's got you upturn the collar a little bit against the wind. And hi, Kitty. Oh, it's Sadie. It's
Hey,
Sadie.
Dee
Hi, Sadie. Aw.
Say something.
She said, "Let me go."
Ian, you say something so the camera will go to you.
Ah! What are you swatting at? She's making little like crying sounds. Whoa. Okay. Enough of that.
All right. So the day dawns, and you set off again east into a small forest. This is where the road next passes through. Some mostly tall fir trees. There's some underbrush, and that's where you're heading through right now. Sort of
Daddy knows
obscures
about
the-
fir trees. They had those in Washington. Huge.
Looking around for small game again.
Yep.
Anything I can,
Survival check.
Stock off and pick off while we're just walking. Another natural 20, giving me a
As
22.
you do, you walk off while they still travel. They don't stop for you or anything. But you head off into this smallish forest, and before too long, you peek around a tree, and you straight up you see a fox. It's white and fairly decent sized.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to stalk within range, 20 feet, and then throw my spear at it.
All right, roll stealth.
As per my character description, a class trait of mine, I can attempt to hide in light foliage in some heavy weather, so I would like to go full stealth.
Is there light foliage here?
There's underbrush. There's no heavy weather. Oh, and heavy weather.
And heavy weather.
Okay, yeah, you can
So,
hide in that full stealth.
14.
Yeah, you stalk this fox to within 20 feet easily. It has no idea you're there. Go ahead and are you going to make an attack roll
Yes, I would like to.
with your spear?
6.
You launch the spear, and it's like the fox suddenly becomes aware of it right before it hits, and it just out of the way, and the spear lodges in this little bit of a patch of snow, just 1 foot from him, and the fox scurries off.
Go retrieve my spear, and then if that's all I saw on my hunt, I'll come back to the party.
Yep, you're back to the party, and you find them fairly easily.